There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Called the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
System playing.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the morning steam show here for Saturday, February 1st. Happy February, everybody, as we get ready for an exciting day of sports betting action. I'm here a little bit early today, and if you're here with me, thank you very much. Got a dozen of you in here already waiting for me, and I did go a little bit earlier than I was scheduled to, but we want to try to get as much as we can in before our live companion coverage of UFC Saudi Arabia that's going to be coming to you live here on the Sports Money Network at now 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Pacific, so we're going to have a hard out right there at that point. No matter what we get in, we're going to go off the air there a little bit right before them. Let Mikey, let Jeff, and the guys get ready for the UFC action. I'll be hanging out in the chat a little bit. Maybe I'll, if those fights, we'll see how that undercard goes. I could use a little rest maybe before the main event, but nonetheless, I'm going to be there for the main card and the main event tonight or this afternoon anyway, with Izzy Adesanya, the two-time middleweight champion, against Nasruddin Imavov. Should be a good main event and an exciting fight card coming to us from Saudi Arabia on ESPN Plus. You don't need to shell out any extra money for this one as long as you got ESPN Plus. I think there's some ESPN coverage as well. So hopefully we'll have a great day getting ready for that. And if you want to get ready for the fight card, we do have some primers ready for you here on the Sports Money Network. Yeah, I want you to stick with me here for a couple of hours talking sports and sports betting with the action tonight in the NBA, NHL. We'll take a look at maybe 12 or 15 of the best games in college basketball. It's going to be all major conference play here today for sure on the show. But we do have two shows for you to get some picks if you want to add to your portfolio with today's card, including First Strike. The guys have their preview show ready. If you haven't seen it yet, it's up there underneath the videos tab here on the Sports Money Network. You can get the picks from the guys, including Mikey Money, from Jeff M., from Subhuman Gaucho, and from Fanatical Jim. They've got their four best plays for this fight card. Look, the guys are going to be there. There's just a little, no early start is going to prevent these guys from getting ready to fire on the UFC today. We're ready to go. And, well, I've got my preview show as well, or I should say VB's preview show with his special guest this week, Gordo Gambles. And we previewed three fights, including the main event between Izzy Adesanya and Nasruddin Imavov. We also previewed Said Nurmagomedov and Vinicius Oliveira, and one early bout on the card between Bogdangrad and Lucas Alexander. So between the two shows, you can get some extra picks, maybe put them up against yours, see how you stand, and get ready for UFC Fight Night. Adesanya versus Imavov. The fight card gets underway at 9:05 Eastern, 6:05 Pacific, but the guys will be here about 20 minutes before the fight card starts to get previewed a little bit on the first couple of bouts. And get you ready for the action. We also have soccer ready to go off here in just a little bit with action in the English Premier League. In about an hour, they'll be underway between Brighton and Forest here, and also action a day in Italy and in Spain this morning in the Bundesliga as well, in League One here. So should be an exciting morning. I'm getting ready to watch a little tennis here. Been watching the Davis Cup. Not too thrilling, but definitely have about 4 matches left today to look at. I don't have a preview necessarily for them. Just got some sports all ready to go here while we're on the air. So I'll be watching it. And also, you can check out some of the action over on the community tab as we have some polls up for the football game next week. Now, I want to say I think it's actually now been changed to be called posts. I'm not sure if that's permanent or what's going on there, but I believe the community tab is now renamed posts. I don't think it's our doing. I just think it was maybe YouTube that changed it there. So check out our polls for the Super Bowls. We get them rolling here this week. Just want to mention one piece of NFL news. I always like to mention when a famous athlete has crossed paths with me in the past and some of my reporting on high school, community college athletics. I've been doing that for really almost my entire adult life, actually, since I was in high school and was hired as a 17-year-old cub reporter for a 30,000 subscriber newspaper. That was before the internet. But just want to mention the Jets hiring a guy that I covered back in the late 90s, Tanner Engstrand. Probably right there at 1998, 1999. The young man from Santee, California, has been hired by the New York Jets as their offensive coordinator. He was a pretty good, talented high school football player, but I think this is pretty much his big moment right here. He's been the passing game coordinator for the Detroit Lions over the last 3 seasons, so he's been pretty good, right? If you think about all the great offense the Lions have, but he's been hired over there by the New York Jets. So I was really excited to see that when I came across my timeline. I kind of made my jaw drop a little bit. He's been doing obviously an awesome job with Coach Campbell and the group. He started there as a tight ends coach. I think he was in the passing game coordinator spot for 3 years now, but 2 years is his main job there. And really excited to see Tanner Engstrand get his chance with the New York Jets. Now, who his quarterback's going to be is another question, but the Jets obviously filling out their staff, and I was really excited to see Tanner Engstrand, the former West Hills High Wolfpack player, Grossmont College. These are just the teams that I covered at Grossmont College as well, and he also was at San Diego State, but he really went on to be an offensive coordinator at the University of San Diego under Jim Harbaugh, and then got his career kind of going in the right direction. And wow, he's really reached a peak here as a new offensive coordinator of the New York Jets. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat rolling in here with me. Maybe we'll kind of roll out the show a little bit because, we're not going to have everybody here today, obviously, but want to say hello to everyone who did get up early with me here. I just actually never went to bed, but let's see who's T-Moss is here. And T-Moss, much love to you. Go ahead, get some rest, my friend. I'll put you to sleep, so to speak. And just all of our families thinking about your family here today. So hope everything is going okay with you guys. Redbeard, hello. Stop Geo, hello. And there's Flea Mathis. Hello to Flea. Stop Geo. Yeah, you know what? Stop Geo. Hopefully we got some good handicapping in. I would have liked to have certainly had another couple of hours to get going on the show. But hey, we're coming off another pretty good day. Ron Young, hello. Real Deal Prime. John Chow, nice to see you, John. Hey, how you been? We're going to kick off the fights at 9:05 Eastern, 6:05 Pacific. I'll let you know right now. Let me first say hello to Thomas. Don't forget the most important part. Good morning, Thomas. Everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, fastest growing sports betting channel because of events like this. Look, we're ready to go with our crew. They'll be here in just a couple of hours with UFC Fight Night. But let me add here, I'll go right into the commercial because I have my package available as well. So there are 3 ways you can look at this, right? We've got our plays from the guys on First Strike. We have our plays from the guys with VB MMA picks here on the Sports Money Network. And if that's not enough, why not pick up my plays today? I have a fight card ready. Yeah, I've got some favorites. I've got some dogs, and you can catch those at over at winnable.com/Ramon. I do have picks for UFC Saudi Arabia. I picked up 6 fights for the card. I got 3 underdogs, and I've got 3 favorites. So I hope that works out. Or actually, no, let me take it back. I got 4 underdogs and 2 favorites. Now you may see I listen to my guys. Now I think there might be 1 or 2 where I went against somebody out there. I don't know if it was the boys or if it was VB, but I might have picked a fight opposite somebody on there. But nonetheless, I've got 4 favorites and 2 dogs. I'm usually going to listen to my crew for sure, even though I've been watching UFC since my first UFC. Now I've seen them all, I think, or at least parts of them, it feels like. Maybe there was somewhere in there where I didn't, but I started with UFC 7 and then went back and watched all the first couple of them too. So that's a long time ago there. That was like, remember the days of the old remember when they had they were in that, remember when they were in the house and Dana White took them out and they got drunk? Remember all that on Spike TV? Remember that? But look, we're serious business now here in Saudi Arabia. Hey, nothing wrong with a little sports washing, I always say. And hey, you know what? Maybe we're getting a little bit progressive, huh? How about it? In the Saudi Arabia card today, they'll have the first ever female fight on a Middle East card, or at least a Saudi Arabia card. I think pretty much any of them, right? There's some, you know how it is over there. But yeah, we got a fight between the ladies today, between Myra Bueno Silva and Jasmine Jasudavicius. So the first ever female fight over there. And do I have it on my card over there at Winnable? You bet I do. Why not check it out over at winnable.com/Ramon? Get my 6 best plays. Over there, you can pick up that fight package for just $2 or subscribe today for $4. We're not going to be able to hit all the college basketball for sure on this show, but I'm going to be firing today. At least a couple dozen plays over at Winnable. Went 5-4 yesterday, so maybe I'm hopefully turning it around there, and hopefully you guys had a good sports betting day. Click the QR code in the lower right hand corner of the screen. That'll take you over to my Winnable page. I'll have NBA, NHL as well over there on Saturday, and I'll have time to load them up for sure while the guys are watching UFC and making their plays, and that's what I'll do as well. I'll be watching UFC and getting ready for the fight card today over in Saudi Arabia. So please check it out over at winnable.com/Ramon and use that promo code STEAM. And hey, I know that some of my subscribers know that you get a week in there. I usually throw a few extra days on there. I can do that. I control the whole thing. So it's how you support me here on the channel and keep me coming back and keep me coming here in the middle of the night. Basically, check out that NBA mark that I had there yesterday. Another couple of winners yesterday. Let's maybe touch on those real quick. Then we'll get going with the show for sure. But in the NBA, I had two premium pick winners here yesterday with the Denver Nuggets and the Philadelphia 76ers game to go over, the Bucks and the Spurs game to go over for a 2-0 day. That gives me a 9-1 record here on the stretch. They told me, Ramon, try to keep a little better records here. It should be 9-1 last 4 days, I think, or maybe it is the last 3 days actually. Nine, whatever it is, it's 9 of my last 10 premiums there in the NBA I've hit. And you can pick up my plays over at winnable.com. In the NHL last night, my winning play was the Blues and the Avalanche game to go under. We also had some nice picks here on the show yesterday. Consensus parlay, though, went down with the LA Clippers. They didn't get it done against the Hornets, did they, fam? But we did have some winners here on the show, including the 76ers over the Nuggets. We had the Bulls and the Raptors game to go under as our pick here on the show. We had the San Antonio Spurs, didn't we, over the Bucks yesterday? So also the Boston New Orleans game to go over. So I think NBA is where I'm really hot right now. We did have winners on the show in the NHL, Predators and Sabres game to go over yesterday. And want to shout out Mikey Money. He had that under in the Blue Jackets and Utah game yesterday. He also had that Nuggets Sixers game yesterday with me. He also had the Pelicans on pre-gaming yesterday. So I think we had some pretty decent results. College basketball winners for me yesterday. Team Steam consensus winner. I had them. You had them. Yale over Princeton. Great job to the fam. Consensus play St. Louis did go down, and you know who got the better of us in that one? Mikey Money. He had Dayton on his show yesterday, but we had St. Louis here. Team Steam consensus. Shout out to Mikey. We did have premium pick winner yesterday, Canisius over Niagara. Also premium pick winner, Mount St. Mary's and Merrimack to go under yesterday. And here on the show, I did have Mikey Money had, I believe he had Brown and Penn over as a winner yesterday. And we had a premium pick winner with Cornell yesterday here on the show. And also we had Indiana. And just to make one correction, it wasn't on this show. My bad, but I called Mike Woodson Mike Davis on, remember Mike Davis, but I called Mike Woodson Mike Davis, I think, on one show, but hopefully everybody knew what I was talking about with the Indiana coach. Again, they just played better on the road. Also, Siena we had over Marist. So good day, I thought, yesterday. Here with the Sports Money Network with some of those premium picks. Check out the records there. I'm hot in the NBA. There's no doubt about it. And some of my subscribers can vouch for me here. I'm not making these numbers up. Just want to keep a little bit better track. And hey, we're only going to cover the positive streaks here. We're never going to fudge the numbers, if you know what I mean, but I'm a high volume player, and like I said, I'm looking for someone to keep track of my records here, but we go over it every day. They just told me try to put it up there a little bit. Let's keep track. And since we started doing this, I mean, the NBA, basically I was just giving the records every day. And sometimes if I didn't even know how hot I was, but now this is kind of fun this way. So thanks everybody for listening to that. And let's say hello to a few more friends here as we get ready for the show today. And let's see here. We have Daddy Beats. Hello and good morning. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money. Andrew, hello. And John Shao, have a great day at work. Let's get rolling with the show here right now and start with the NBA today. Like I said, maybe not the most complete work, because usually this is a kind of a crunch time when I get up, but big college card. And like I said, I'll be firing away over at winnable.com. A little bit of a bummer in golf, man. One of our golfers ended up retiring here from the tournament today. So we got knocked down, I think, to 6 golfers right now, as we had Ludwig Oberg dropped from the tournament. Didn't have a good round on opening day. I think it was in last place, and he ended up quitting there. And we definitely have some that are towards the bottom for sure. But I think one guy we do have that's kind of live here coming into today's action is Eric Cole, who is currently tied for ninth at 9 under. We do have him at 100 to 1. We also have Patrick Cantlay on our card. He is currently at 8 under. So, all right, let's get rolling here with the show. And Ron said he only got the NHL picks yesterday. Okay, Ron, I'll put another day or two on there for you yesterday. I think you might need to. I don't know if you use that name on there or not, but hopefully you got it. I'm not sure what goes on there. Again, didn't hear from many others there. Usually, I probably, we've got about 3 dozen subscribers, so I think we would have heard a little bit, maybe, but do have different packages every day. But they definitely were on there. Let me make sure they were on there yesterday. Yeah, there they are. Okay, I'm so sorry about that, Ronnie, man, because NBA, that was our best. Now, I will say that the NHL did come out first, and I think, like I said, we had the split, and then we had the NBA there with our 2 winners there on the over, and then after that, we had our college basketball play come out after that. So, not sure about that, my man. Really apologize. And like I said, if there's a name, a different name that I think I can kind of look at it right now there. If you use a different, maybe you do use that name, and I just not saying I got 1 million subscribers. There's only 3 dozen of them or so. I'm sure I can find you on there. Make sure you get the right plays, but I do apologize for that. All right. Hey, look who else is here. We've got, hey, Smokin' Lovely. Nice to meet you, Smokin' Lovely. Welcome here to the show also. Super True here. Look, says, oh my God, look at why is the show on right now? But of course, we've got UFC coverage coming up here in just about 3 hours 2 hours from now. So we've got to knock this out here a little bit and get started with the show. And like I said, Ron, I'll make sure you get if it's your name that you use, I'll find it and put them on there. I'm not sure about that, brother. All right, but I want everyone to, like I said, if you get my subscription packages, usually if you get the 7 days, I usually tack on 3 days. If you get the month, I usually put on an extra week. So just to make sure. Oh, Daddy Beats has got some golf plays here right now. And looking at the top of the leaderboard, Sepp Straka, he's had a pretty good season so far, hasn't he? Seems like he's been on up in the leaders for 3 straight tournaments so far. Sepp Straka, 3-stroke lead right now out there at out there. Yeah, that's right. That's right. A lot of picks. That's what I specialize in, Ron. You know that. And that's a great thing, right? You don't have to play them all. I should realize the same percentage, really. It's just a matter of, look, I play high volume because, look, if my college basketball numbers are, I do try to make it a little bit stronger with such a huge card. But if we got a 4 or 5 point difference in my numbers, it's going to be a play. So appreciate that. Let's get started with the NBA, shall we? And take a look at our card here. We're not going to belabor too much of last night's action, although we did see some interesting games there in the NBA last night, and a little bit of college basketball as well. But I think most interesting in the NBA yesterday had to be the matchup between the Bucks and the Spurs. Turned out to be a blowout between the big superstars, and the Warriors obviously having some problems here. I went with them on the show yesterday. College basketball, Purdue over Indiana was kind of the featured game. Georgetown and Butler landed very, very close to the number. How about Akron 9-0 in conference play, pulling away really there? And I went with Kent yesterday. Man, it was Akron. All right, there it is. It'll get our first game started here with the Hawks and the Pacers this morning. Or, later on, the card starts at 5:10 Eastern and 2:10 Pacific time today. But you know what I mean here is we have a pretty good card today with the Hawks taking on the Pacers. In this one, you've got the Hawks coming in 22-26. The Pacers are 26-20. We're not going to go too deep, you guys. These are going to be Ramon's picks pretty much today. We're not going to read off 4 or 5 trends. Well, we might cover 1 or 2 and maybe what the role is for those particular teams, right? And I don't know if Nate's even awake yet because he probably needs to get some rest before he's going to be watching UFC. And I know he probably crushed that game with the Celtics with his props, but Celtics didn't cover again, you guys, and now they're 1-18 against the spread in their last 19 games, coming off of a win. So that was a premium pick there. Or no, let's see, what did we do? No, we just talked about it on the show. I don't think I had that one here on the sport with my sports money picks. Mikey Money had that one though here yesterday. Final. So let's take a look. And also another good thing I think today is we won't be, I don't want to say burdened by the steam, but on Saturdays, it's all about the steam. There was some overnight steam, and we get to the college basketball and the pros here. I'll read them off to you if there is a valid steam move overnight, but we're not going to be getting hit up by those, at least until the last part of the show, because that's just when the steam kind of rolls in. So, all right, let's get it started. All right, with our matchup here with the Hawks and the Pacers. You got the Hawks coming in here, definitely on a losing streak right now. Not looking too good. And hey, they haven't been a great cover to begin with, right? But Indiana's covered 8 of their last 10 games coming into this one. The Hawks are 11-15 against the spread on the road, but I don't know. It does feel like this one could be a roll here for Atlanta, actually, and the spread might be getting a little bit too high for me. I think I'm going to end up on the Hawks here. Trae Young is going to be back and probable. Capella is out. Bogdanovich is out. Johnson is out. So these guys continue to be burdened, but for Indiana, they are also having some players that are questionable here today, including Nembhard and Mathurin here today. So let's see here. I think we're ready to go already with Atlanta and Indiana. Atlanta is 16-13 against the spread as an underdog, so they're kind of in the role where they are pretty decent. Just feels like maybe this number is getting away a little bit. Both these teams do trend over for the most part. Atlanta 28-20 to the over this season. Pacers 13-8 to the over at home, but Atlanta is 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games overall. So let's see what you guys have here in this one with Atlanta and Indiana. Appreciate you guys making it. Solo, hello. So good to see you, Solo. I'm here early this morning because of that UFC card today, so I'm really glad that you stopped by today. And, Solo can hit us up with some NBA as well. Maybe he can try to get me off this Hawks team today because I think I'm going to be on the Hawks, you guys. Thomas is on Indiana, though. I think Indiana's going to be pretty popular maybe here in the chat. Thomas says it is going to be, it is a lot of points here, maybe, or a nice bushel full in this one. But he's still going to roll with that favorite here. And Super True says in his Play of the day, Indiana State over right now. Not this game, obviously. This is Indiana, but he says Indiana State. We know what he's talking about. Wants to get his best play out there. And thank you to Super True today. I'm going to take the Hawks here in this one, gang. And I'm maybe feeling a little bit contrarian in this one. But look, they're still a profitable team against the spread. Indiana's been nice for sure right now. Indiana's won and covered 2 straight here. Atlanta's on the losing streak. I'm looking for them to snap out of it here. We've seen Young not doing so great here health wise, but I'm expecting him here in the lineup tonight. So I'm going to try Atlanta here plus these points on Saturday night. All right, next up, we're going to go to the Magic and the Jazz. Sounds like something you might see on the Las Vegas Strip. Here with the Magic on the road. 5.5 point favorite here. The total 216.5. The Magic comes in 24-25 against the spread so far this season. Utah's back on another losing streak here for sure right now, and they're not covering many spreads here right now. Hawks or Jazz struggling here with they failed against the Timberwolves, they failed against Golden State, they failed against the Bucks, they failed against Memphis, so hasn't been too good of a run here right now for the Utah Jazz, but it hasn't been great either for Orlando. They've lost 2 in a row. They've had some other losses too of late. So they lost at Portland, didn't cut. They were favored in that one. They lost at Miami. Remember in that double overtime game, they did beat the Pistons, but they lost to red hot Portland, and they also lost to Toronto. So even though they've definitely seen some struggles here. Utah 7-12 against the spread at home this season. Magic just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games, but the Magic still a good favorite. They are 17-11 against the spread as a favorite, and really the only kind of profitable scenario by either team in this game is the Magic in the favorite role. So the way these injuries have been for Utah, yeah, they might be getting a little bit healthier. I'm showing right now that 5.5 out there. Suggs is questionable for Utah. Juzang, questionable. Cody Williams is out of this one. So let's see what you have here. If nothing in the chat really looks like in this one. Good morning to Bobby Mack. He made it here today. We're just underway, B Mac. Sharps are definitely on the under in this game, and maybe that's the way I would lean here, but I'm going to take the Utah Jazz. Good morning to Joe W. I'm sorry. Let me make it clear. I'm going to take the Orlando Magic here in this one. I'm going to lay 5.5 today and give me the Madge on the road here against the Jazz in this one tonight. 2 sides so far for me. Let's go to the Nuggets and the Hornets. We saw the great game last night. Didn't you guys think that last night, the game between the Nuggets and the Sixers, that was one of the best games I've seen all this season there. So, the Sixers got the money again, but the Nuggets were able to pull off the win by 3 points. Going to be some yawning here this morning, folks, for sure. No doubt that the Nuggets got the job done, almost kind of like the way we predicted in a way, didn't it? Because we took the Sixers here on the show and said that, the Nuggets are just interested in winning. They do what they can. And I don't know, but that was some really poor coaching by the 76ers there late in the game in that one. So do have the Nuggets coming in here 29-19 in this one. The Hornets come in 12-33 right now. But this is actually a pretty good role for the Hornets. We saw them cover against the Sixers just against the Clippers yesterday, right? Almost never in question. The Clippers kind of stayed in the lead a little bit, right? And Hornets just ended up hanging in there a little bit. So that's basically what happened in that game, and the Hornets ended up getting the money. I want to say relatively easy, but they got the money. All right. I think we're ready to take a look though here. Like I said, we're going kind of quick today. Uh in that game, it was 112 to 104. They were getting 13 and a half, and the Hornets got the money yesterday. Who says the Nuggets going to blow anybody out here today? Not me. Uh, I might be on this uh, Hornets team here plus these points. You got the Hornets are definitely an under team so far this season. They're 6-18 to the under at home, but the Nuggets are an over team for sure. I mean, that's what we saw there yesterday for sure, right? With that big number there. So, let's see what you have in this one with Denver and the Charlotte Hornets here. Five straight meetings between these two teams have gone under when between these two teams, and Charlotte has gone under in 9 of their last 10 games overall. But I think I've got to take the Charlotte Hornets here. Man, I'm on 3 sides so far today. Maybe, don't want to say that my handicapping is affected by our early start time here, but totals are a little bit different for me. Yeah, Joe, I could use a little bit of something. I drink this kind of coffee. You know what I mean? And let's see here. Yeah, Philly Eagle Flyer. Man, I hope that was just another scary accident there in Philadelphia there last night. Yeah, for sure. Robert McCormick, he likes the over here in this one. Joe said, got a buzzer beater there in the Clippers game. And there's Smoking Lovely. I like that Smoking Lovely. I think that's a little 420 reference there, maybe, right? And uh, there, I got a whole story, but we won't stop. Hello, good morning. He says UFC time. Yep, we're gonna get there soon. Thomas is on Charlotte here. And Solo likes the under in this one with the Nuggets and the Hornets. I mean, I can feel that right now. These Charlotte games are going under for sure. And, like I said, series history kind of going under between these two teams. I think Denver's had most of this series here. These teams have not met yet this season. So, and Nick Candy, good morning and hello. I'm taking the Hornets today. Next up, the Kings are taking on the Thunder here in this one, and man, not a bad matchup. We're starting to get the feel where is De'Aaron Fox. He looks like it's going to be on the way out, but it might not be the Phoenix Suns. It might be the San Antonio Spurs that end up getting De'Aaron Fox. Wouldn't that be something for this Spurs team that has, definitely played itself into some playoff contention? But for now, the Kings are on the road. Here in this one, 24 and 23 coming in. The OKC Thunder comes in 37 and 9 in this one. The Kings have won 11 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams, but the Thunder red hot right now. They're 9 and 1 in their last 10 games at home. We know the Kings have been money burners, as Thomas likes me to say, and OKC, they've been flat out winners. They've been making you money all season long, especially in the favorite role at home. They are 16-8 or 16-8 against the spread at home, 26-16 against the spread as a favorite. For Sacramento, they're 4-8 against the spread as an underdog. Now the Thunder have failed to cover a few games here of late, four straight, despite wins over Portland and Utah. They didn't cover those, but they're laying massive numbers here every time right now. So they're starting to give it back a little bit, but Sacramento, they did cover against Brooklyn when they beat them by 14 or let's see, 20, 12 points. What was it? Oh, they won by 14 points as a 12-point favorite, but they failed. They lost to the Sixers. They failed against the Knicks in a loss, gave up 143 points. They gave up 132 points to Denver. So the Kings have had trouble going up against elite teams. I think that's the point I'm trying to make here. OKC has gone over in 5 straight games right now. Both these teams pretty solid overs here. Not only have the Kings, the Thunder gone over in 5 straight, they've gone over in 9 of their last 10 games. Sacramento's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games as an underdog. But I'm going to take another side, and I'm going to take the Thunder here in this one against the Kings. Kings have won. They've still won 11 of their last 14 games, but they've lost 3 out of their last 4. So, however you want to interpret that, it does seem like when your star player is about to get traded, things are not on the up and up. All right, here we go with. Let's see here. We have. Thank you, Joe. Look, Mikey doesn't pay me a dime. He gets me these shirts that I never wash. Remember? I haven't washed my hoodie. I might never wash my hoodie. Tex Styles, Tex, I saw you there in the Seablez spaces the other night. There, I saw you in there listening, and I was listening too to that. And Nasty Nate, good morning, Nasty Nate. Thank you. Nice to see you. I think we're already on 4 or 5. So I think we got to go over. And you know what? When people start to say yawn, everybody yawns, right? Thomas is going to take OKC here. I feel weird taking all these sides. I'm not saying I didn't finish my handicapping on the totals. I think I'm just feeling a little more confident right now here with our early start. And Nasty Nate, he had it yesterday. Did they win that second quarter? And Thomas has got a little money line parlay here. All right, I'm going to take the under in this one. The Wizards going to take on the Timberwolves here. I think the other thing is, I do have a premium package, and did you see all those winners that I've been having there on the winnable on our sports money premiums? They've been mostly totals, it feels like, for the most part. Here's the Timberwolves, man, 17-point favorite against these lowly Wizards. Minnesota's on a pretty good winning streak. The Wizards losing streak big time. We know right now this Wizards team is on a massive losing streak, and doesn't feel like it's going to change here tonight. Somewhere maybe they could jump up and bite somebody, but they just look anemic. They do not look like an NBA team. They've lost 16 straight games coming into this one. But the most interesting thing about this matchup is the Washington Wizards have dominated the Minnesota Timberwolves here for the most part. Minnesota's won so far 3 of the last 14 games between the two teams, and they've all been in a row here. It was at one point Washington had won 11 straight over Minnesota, so it is a one series where they actually have a little bit of life or something like that, I think. Now this is an over series, so it's really funny. Washington has played very well in this series until of late, and Washington does suck right now, no doubt. But 12 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams have gone over here in this one. So you got 223 here right now, and Minnesota expected to roll these guys. Not only has Washington enjoyed enormous success against Minnesota. They've covered 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams, and they've also covered 5 straight meetings here in Minnesota. So, could I do it? Could I do it? Could I get on these Wizards? Can you consider these Wizards? Minnesota's no good against the spread. They're 5-16 at home against the spread, but Washington is 7-14 against the spread on the road. Minnesota's 13-24 against the spread as a favorite. Washington's 17-29 as an underdog. So I don't know. Look, I've already taken all these sides. Nobody's commenting on this game, right? This one, nobody wants any part of this game. It's going to be up to me. Could I be the one to tough it out here and take the Washington? No, I'm not. I'm going to take the over here. I might be using my premium pick right now because I don't want to take the Washington. Now, I might bet Washington here tonight. I may need 20 points to do it, but I don't think I can publicly say that I'm on Washington, even though I should be a little bit more objective. And I feel like if that's the play, I should play it. But nobody's commenting in the chat at all. So I wonder if it's broken or you guys just don't like this game, because we got 50 of you in here right now for the early morning steam here today on the Sports Money Network. Give me the over, Washington and Minnesota. The Brooklyn Nets, I almost said New Jersey Nets. How about that? The Brooklyn Nets are taking on the Houston Rockets in this one. New Jersey. Why am I saying New Jersey? Brooklyn comes in here on a losing streak here right now. No doubt about it. And meanwhile, the Rockets come in here in pretty good form. Now, they did lose in that last game a couple nights ago to Memphis, 120-119, but they got the money. We were on the Rockets on that night. So we did see, I guess we should be touching on these injuries. I know I'm kind of going a little bit fast, but we saw the big injury there to Julius Randle, and he's out right now. So you got your 19 points per game scorer out right now for Minnesota in that matchup. Just want to mention that on that previous game because we kind of ignored the injuries a little bit. So, all right. But in this one, you have Sengun. He is questionable here with that calf injury. Brooklyn has injuries too. Clowney to Johnson to Cam Thomas. They're all out of the lineup right now. So we'll see what happens here tonight when the Brooklyn Nets take on Houston. Houston's been pretty money here right now. Even though they lost that game to Memphis, they covered. Now they didn't cover in a win against Atlanta, but they won and covered against Boston. Then they won and covered in those 2 games against Cleveland coming in. So what do you guys want to do here? You got Brooklyn 17-9 against the spread on the road, but Houston 18-14 against the spread as a favorite here. Let's see what you guys want to do. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Houston's also covered 6 of the last 7 meetings here against the Brooklyn Nets, but man, they're laying 15 points here against this club right now, and Brooklyn has gone under in 5 straight games. Meanwhile, Houston's gone over in 7 of their last 10. This one feels a little bit tough. What do you guys have tonight when Brooklyn takes on Houston? All right, we've got, hey, Magic City 74. Nice to have you there. You've got the UAB, right? That's the UAB, but your Magic City. And is Birmingham a Magic City or is that Orlando? Or, you know, um, I don't know if the name of that front, and if you guys ever watch the highlight on YouTube and try to bet that, but I think they call that the Magic City um, Fronton, or maybe it used to be. They might have changed it now. Good morning to T Bird in the chat. Nice to see you, T Bird. And let's see here. Rockets make up for that Charlotte game. Okay. Thomas likes the Rockets. You're on number 6, Nate, I think. Okay, I am gonna agree with Thomas. I'm gonna go for a blowout here tonight with the Rockets. Maybe their better role is when laying a smaller number of points on the road, but no doubt Brooklyn. They did get the money against Charlotte, and but they did fail to cover in 3 games before that as an underdog. So I'm just gonna try the Rockets here in this one. The Lakers are taking on the Knicks here at the Garden. This is the big one tonight on ABC. The big game here. The Knicks on a roll, man, no doubt about it. Playing outstanding here at this point. They're you have to include the New York Knicks right now with. I believe you have to include them. I know Nate. I know Boston's going to be there with at number 1, right there with Cleveland for sure. But hard to ignore what this Knicks team is doing, even if they're your rivals right now. This is a hot streak. Lakers are hot too, to a certain extent. They did win that last game, believe it or not, against Washington in a blowout on the road, but they do have issues with Anthony Davis right now. It's not usually not a great situation when Davis is out of the lineup for the Lakers, but New York has covered 4 of their last 5 games. Lakers have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road coming into this one. So see what you want to do here with this game. The Knicks have covered 3 straight against Denver, Memphis, and Sacramento. That's pretty impressive. Knicks are 13-10 at home against the spread. The Lakers are 10-13 against the spread on the road. So, all right, let's see. This is another, toughie, it feels like here. Let's go to the chat. And Thomas commenting there back on that one. And Robert's ready to go here. He'll take the Knicks here, this one. I think that's the direction I would probably go to. But man, it's a big number. But it just feels like the Lakers, without Davis, it is a bit of an issue here long term, no doubt about it. Not only that, we'll see. I said yesterday that could LeBron, sit. Maybe LeBron is feeling a little bit more pressure to play in the game because of the situation. So Josh Hart is questionable for the Knicks. DFS questionable. Vincent questionable. Hachimura is probable in this one. So let's see what you guys like in this one with the Lakers and the Knicks here. See if can the Lakers actually get this money without AD in the lineup? Nothing here maybe from you guys. So I guess I better make the call, man. I kind of want to try the Lakers here, even without Knicks are really crushing right now, and maybe the road is going to get to the Lakers here a little bit. I mean, when Bronny James is getting into the game, you know that the Lakers are a little bit thin. I know they were blowing them out in that game, but Smoking Lovely says you got to be going over when you're talking about the way the Knicks are going right now. They've gone over in 6 of their last 10 games overall in this one. Lakers have gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road, as I said. All right, I guess that's it from you guys. This one feels a little bit tough here right now, but I got to try the Lakers here, you guys. Even without AD, I'm going to take 9 points on the show here with the Lakers. They're playing pretty well, covering numbers. Maybe they're getting just enough here this time still, even with a shorthanded lineup right now. No problem if we don't have as much interaction from the chat here on our unusual start time today. We'll work it out. Let's go with the Heat and the Spurs, and certainly an interesting game here with the Heat 500, the Spurs just 3 games under uh, 500. And of course, yesterday the Spurs came through big time and smashed the Bucks yesterday. Yeah, we did have the Spurs here on the Morning Steam show, and we had the over as a premium pick in that game. The Heat, meanwhile, come in here off of a loss to Cleveland, 126 to 106. Last time out, and see what you guys have here in this one. This is another one where Miami's had a good series history against San Antonio. They've actually won 8 of the last 9 meetings overall between these two teams. Miami's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games on the road, but for the most part, they've trended over. The Spurs have gone over in 5 straight games at home, also 5 straight games overall. They're 8-2 to the over here. Give me the over in this one. This one feels I kind of want to be on the Heat, but I'm going to go with the over, I think, in this matchup with Miami and San Antonio here in this one. Sharps feel like they're going to be on the under a little bit, but I'm going to take the over here in this one. And could the Heat, like I said, I'm waiting for the Heat now without Butler. It feels like to me they will get it, be just fine. They'll be just fine. It feels like Tyler Hero is probable in this one. So I'll take the over here. It's 224.5 at Bovada right now. Robert's on the Spurs. Good morning to Nunya today. Nice to have you. Yeah, no problem sleeping in here, Nunya. It was tough for me to stay up all night just to do the show, but I can't miss my crew. All right, give me the over in this one, Heat and the Spurs. Miami 12-8 to the over as a dog. Good morning to Trevor. We're already on the last game here, and we gotta, we're going pretty fast here today. So I also apologize if I don't give you full time to get the picks in there a little bit, but we're gonna have to cover this in the next hour and 20 minutes or so. So we got Phoenix here coming in, playing well, no doubt about it. You saw KD last night jawing it up with Gary Payton, but he said it's all in fun. They were just going back to old times a little bit with GP, with the glove, and KD. But Portland, they're super hot. It feels like right now. They feel like one of the best money makers in the NBA currently. They are on a massive cover streak right now. They're 26-17 as an underdog. You still have Phoenix 10-18 against the spread as a favorite. Phoenix did blow out the Warriors last night, but does feel like the Warriors are broken here at this point. I'm watching the highlights here right now of the game there. So, Phoenix, full disclosure, right? I can sit here and say how great I'm doing in the NBA. I took the Warriors last night, and they were in this game in the first half, right? But the Suns ended up blowing them out there in the second half. So, see if you guys have any luck with this one tonight. Maybe I should listen to the chat. The way I missed this game, Portland like I said, 5-game cover streak coming in. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. The Suns have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. And Phoenix is 4-1 straight up in their last 6 games overall. So a little bit of a good run here also for the Suns as they try to get their winning ways back together. They're still 25-22 here straight up. So won 12 of the last, 12 of 16 actually is the number long term against Portland here right now for Phoenix. So let's see what you guys have in this one with Phoenix and Portland. Portland feels like money, don't they? Let's see what you got. Good morning there to Trevor. And Smokin says he doesn't watch those Heat games. Thomas got a little prop action with Vassell. Score 30 tonight. Robert likes the over. Thomas likes the Blazers. Textiles on the over here in this one. I'm going to take the Portland Trailblazers. I think it's a premium, but again, I'm not saying I don't have my complete handicap here. We're definitely, 3 hours we're behind schedule here, or ahead of schedule, I guess, in a way. And Thomas says that's what's carrying in Portland, it looks like, in a lot of these games. Just a good, aggressive approach with this team playing the best thinking of the UFC. Playing their best basketball. So give me Portland here. Man, I've got these 9 games. I've got 7 sides here tonight on the free picks. So hopefully it keeps going a little bit. All right, let's move to the ice here. We got a manageable card here actually for a Saturday. It's still 9 games, but usually there's a few more than that. Had kind of a few games there last night. See what you guys have in these one. Is that yawn number 8? All right, we got the Blackhawks taking on the Panthers to start us off here tonight on the ice with the Panthers. Going to be a $4 favorite in this one. Ouch, I guess is the only way we can say here. We're dealing with a massive favorite with Mrazek and Bobrovsky, I guess, here tonight. So let's see what you guys want to do in this one. With this is the ABC early. There's a doubleheader on ABC today in the NHL. We got Florida coming in here, 30-19. Chicago, 16-30. Coming into this one, these goalies are actually confirmed here coming into this one tonight. You've got Bob, 21-11 with a 2.89 goals against. Mrazek, 9-17 with 3.26 goals against average here coming in. And see what we got here. Go to the chat and see if you guys like this game between Chicago and Florida. I'll take a look at some of the maybe try to get some of these trends in, but we were really cooking there a little bit. So let's just see what you guys have. If anything here, we've got Philly Eagle Flyer on the Panthers. Robert is on the under here, and Philly Eagle Flyer says, how about the Panthers team total in regulation? Over 3.5. All right. Man, I kind of want to, I'll just take the, man, oh boy. Kind of want to just take the Panthers, but let me go ahead and get the under. Anybody can lay even a big money line there, but I'll take the under here with Chicago and Florida in this one. You look at what these two teams have done. I mean, they're pretty much under teams here of late. Chicago 2-7-1 to the under in their last 10. Florida 3-7 to the under overall. Chicago 9-15 to the under on the road. Florida 11-4 to the under at home, although they are 21-18 to the over as a favorite. I'm going to go under 6 here in this one. I'll make sure it's 6. Yeah, it is. It's 6 and it's juiced to the under there. Next up, Rangers taking on the Bruins. Here in this one, you got the Bruins, a slight favorite here at home, $1.15 or so. The total is, it's 6, man. It's 6. No doubt about it. It's moving higher here right now. I'd be tempted to call it just 6 flat. Maybe we can call it 6 under 15 to at least show the move here, but definitely on the move here to the over, it feels like, with the Rangers in Boston today. And I'm showing Shesterkin and Swayman, but what do you guys think of this matchup here with Rangers and Boston here? Go to the chat a little bit in this one, see what you guys have here, and I'll read off some of the trends. Both teams have coming in, losing 2 straight games coming in. The teams have already met. They met. Rangers have dominated the series, that's for sure, but the game was just 2-1. The Rangers won at home back on January 2nd, so basically 1 month ago. We're moving in on Groundhog Day. So, Rangers are just 5-12 as an underdog, and well, they're definitely an underdog here still. It's close. It might be a pick 'em at some spots right now, but Rangers are 6-2 in their last 10 games. Boston, meanwhile, 16-8 at home, 17-12 as a favorite. So, like I said, the Rangers have gotten the best of this series, however. So let's see what you guys want to do in this one. Rangers and Boston. You got Rangers here 8-11 6-11 to the under as an underdog. Boston's 11-17 to the under as a favorite. So, and the totals moved higher. Might be a premium. I'm going to go with the Rangers on the road here to beat Boston. And I think you probably try to get a premium on this one, it feels like. Philly Eagle Flyer said could throw the under 6.5 in regulation in a parlay in one of those games. And Smoking Lovely says Rangers upset the over. They'll lose by 2 or more. And of course, we did have some, no doubt, we had some trades going down here. NHL, they're not quite the WNBA, right? Man, these teams are going to look a little different for sure in the WNBA next season. Wow. Look at the 3-way deal. Sophie Cunningham ends up going to the Indiana Fever. About that. Phoenix Mercury got Satu Sabali. We want to see her get a full season in. She was a former 2-time All-Star, so she was kind of the big piece there. Phoenix Mercury losing Griner, but they'll add Sabali to their lineup. Robert's on the Bruins. It's a Ramon and Robert challenge. You don't get many of those, but I'll try the Rangers, brother. Next up here is the Wild on the road. You know what to do, it feels like, when the Wild are on the road. 31-17-4. Ottawa, 27-20-4. Ottawa playing well. Both teams come in with 3-game winning streaks coming into this one. Should be a pretty hot game, it feels like, here tonight when the Minnesota Wild on the road taking on Ottawa. Here, Sharps clearly on Ottawa, it feels like, in this one. And I think they like the under for the most part. I might like the under for the most part, it feels like, between these two teams. You look at some of the numbers here in the matchup between Minnesota and Ottawa. And Minnesota, let's see here. They met back on December the 29th. Ottawa won the game 3-1. Uh, Ottawa's gone under in 12 of their last 14 games overall. They're 15 and 31 to the under. Here, Minnesota also trends to the under a little bit, 9 and 12 to the under as an underdog, 12 and 15 to the under as a favorite. Minnesota and Ottawa have gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Again, Minnesota is the best, it feels like, on the road with a 20 and 5. Right? Oh, I'm sorry about the line, you guys. I know that's not the line. Sorry about that. That was 155. But if anything, it's down here a little bit. Let's call it 145 right now for Ottawa. But man, I don't know if I weigh Minnesota now. Interestingly, Minnesota is just 10 and 12 as an underdog, so that is a little bit interesting here. With this total at 5.5 under 20, I will take the under here in this one between Minnesota and Ottawa tonight. In the chat is going to be Robert on Ottawa and. You guys know better. You just tell me. I'm not, just because I think I'm so cocky and arrogant sometimes, right? If I make a typo, you guys can just tell me. I don't get offended like some of those other hosts. I know I just typed it in wrong. After all, I've been up since this is what happened to get ready for the show here. So, there's nobody does any live streams on Friday night. And like college basketball car was a little weak. So basically my rest time came in about 7 p.m. Probably from 7 to and if you guys I won't go into the details, but if you guys only know what I was doing last night after my nap, I was not all right. All kidding aside, did get my rest in there, but somewhere we're gonna have to squeeze in some rest here too. Like I said, I could sleep through the early card. I got to get my packages out here in college basketball. We're gonna fire in college basketball for sure. Be ready, subscribers. All right, let's go to the Maple Leafs taking on the Oil here tonight. The Oilers are $1.65, and the total here is I got 6.5 under 20, but right now it is still that's about close to the number here. And I think we're getting a little update here. I think, pretty much some information that we did know, but, we were on the other night with the guys and I was talking about Rashford. I said, he's still a superstar in my book and he missed that penalty kick, but looks like Rashford could be joining Aston Villa on loan until the end of the season. So I think we heard some news about that possibility, and it looks like Rashford will go to Villa here. Not totally breaking news, but kind of breaking news for sure. Okay, let's get into this one with the Oilers at home against the Leafs. Right now, the Oilers 32-15-4. Toronto's 30-19-2. Great game, great matchup. It feels like here tonight in Edmonton. And let's hear what you guys want to do in this one. Edmonton, they are maybe that is a discount. I don't know. I mean, Toronto has been hot, but Edmonton 14-3, their last 17 games at home. Edmonton's gone under in 10 of their last 11 at home. Toronto's actually lost 3 straight coming in. Edmonton's won 3 of their last 4 games overall. So let's see what you guys like in this one with Toronto and Edmonton, with Woll and Skinner expected in goal here. Both guys are about 2.65 goals against, it feels like right now, and both guys are about 8 games over 500. These are almost identical statistically, these goalies in this game, it feels like here tonight. So let's see what you guys want to do here in this one with Toronto and Edmonton here. I might be tempted on this Edmonton team. I will mention they are 7-2-1 in their last 10 overall. They're 28-18 as a favorite. Toronto, this little slump here maybe is just enough to get me on even a favorite here with Edmonton. In fact, I'd call it value because I'm showing. Well, no, I guess not. There's some 155s and 154s out there. I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers, if you don't mind, as a pretty substantial favorite here against Toronto tonight. Here come the comments. I always get worried now when I see I miss 15 comments. I think it's going to be that uh, person that likes to watch the morning steam while naked. And if you saw it before I deleted it, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't even read them all, and I like, hey, I want to, if someone wants to be better, maybe if it was a 35 or 40-year-old woman, but probably wasn't. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Yep, and there's what Robert was talking about with Duran. We saw that news there a little bit. And here's the Leafs for Robert. And Smokin', I think he was there saying I think he was saying that is Toronto over. Toronto game over, I think. And Ramon, yeah, Jermaine, we did the NBA already, but not college. So Robert here, oh, he's laughing. Hello to Blue. Yeah, we started early. We're getting ready for UFC. We're just an hour away from the boys being on here. I think Mikey said he might come in to kind of tease the show. I don't know what time for it. Plus, he's got to get ready. I think he was just saying that, but I think him and Jeff said they were going to crash the party here, but I better hurry up because I got to get my plays in if they're going to do that. But it will be a separate stream altogether. Nunya, great job last night with there. I think that was a money line parlay with Purdue, obviously, because I had Indiana. All right. And I think Nunya was commenting. I don't know what happened there with Nunya and Swig, but I was commenting on my favorite sportscaster retiring here after his next game or after the end of the season here. I said, that was the sportscaster of my lifetime. I started watching him as a kid, and he's retiring now, and I'm old. It's just amazing. Just amazing, you guys. Philly Eagle Flyer, Jackets Moneyline Stars over. I'm going to make a pick here in this one with the what am I doing here? Oh, I took Edmonton. Did I give am I missing the game here? Did I screw up, you guys? I'm sorry. I might be tired here. I'm on the Islanders and the Lightning, right, you guys? Sorry about that. We've got the Islanders here, an underdog to the Lightning. I hope I didn't. Was I talking about something I wasn't supposed to talk about with the? Did I go too long on the Leafs and the Oilers? I'm starting to hit the wall. Islanders here taking on the Lightning in this one. You've got the Lightning $1.70, 5.5 over at minus $1.25. The Islanders are hot as can be, aren't they? They've been absolutely terrific. Can't believe it. It does feel like there is a little bit, yeah, maybe they've had some easy opponents, but hey, Philadelphia, Colorado, Carolina, Philly again, the Blue Jackets, they've been doing well, no doubt about it. These Islanders have been so good, it feels like right now. And when you look at this series, Tampa Bay, they've won 10 of the last 13 10 of the last 12 meetings at home against the Islanders. Coming in, Islanders though are 9-2 straight up in their last 11 games. Coming into this one, the Islanders are also 1-9 to the under in their last 10 games overall. Tampa Bay 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10. Now the Islanders do kind of trend over when they are an underdog, so let's see if you have anything here in this one with the Isles taking on the Lightning. here tonight. All right, I'm going to make my call as well. If I don't pass out here anytime soon. And, or I'll go to the chat. Let me go to the chat here. All right. Yeah, maybe it wasn't you, Philly Eagle Flyer. It's more me. I'm feeling it here, but enjoying it. I mean, I wouldn't miss it. I'm gonna try to go through all the way. I've got work to do. I've got my plays. I've got all my sheets here with all the notes. I've been working since, like I said, I took my nap, but I got up at about 11 Pacific to work on the show. So, all right, there, Smoking Lovely. Really appreciate you, Smoking Lovely. I like that name. It just feels like a good toke. All right, Robert on the under. Philly Eagle Flyer on the Lightning. Blue is on the Lightning as well. I think Blue likes the under here. Jermaine's got his NBA. He's all mad. He's not really, but I mean, he missed the NBA. He's got to catch up. Ron here is on Tampa Bay in this one. Man, these Islanders are hot, aren't they? All right, I'm going to go under here in this one. It feels like this should be a premium right now. I mean, these teams are so under, aren't they, to a certain extent? Yeah, the Islanders had a few overs as a dog here, but give me the under if it's going to be 6. I'm showing a lot of 5.5 so overs out there. So under here is going to be probably minus $1.25 at least, but I'll take the under here in this one. Next up is the Jets and the Capitals. Oh, brother, this is Is this the game of the year right now between these two teams on ESPN Plus only tonight? Winnipeg comes in red hot. Washington's actually lost 2 of 3, but I'm not going to hold it against them right now. They have been, so good. Maybe, just maybe, the Capitals are the slight favorite here right now, but man, both teams so hot. Winnipeg 8-10 in their last 10. Washington 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. Washington 16-4 at home. Winnipeg 16-9 on the road. The Jets are 5-7 straight up as an underdog. Washington 18-9 straight up as a favorite, but still this one's got to be so closely rated. I got it wrong with the Capitals and their goalie plans. They saved Thompson here. Like I said, I thought they had a day off. I thought they would go with Thompson, but they didn't in that last game. So they are a favorite here at $1.15 right now, in what amounts to me to be the game of the year, it feels like right now. We can get some trends on this, but let's see what you guys have when Winnipeg takes on Washington here. Washington's gone under 8-1 to the under in their last 10 games right now. The Washington Capitals have defeated the Winnipeg Jets in 11 straight games at home right now. So there's no doubt Winnipeg has been dramatically improved, but so is Washington. Remember, Washington wasn't even very good, and they've still whipped up on these guys 11 straight and 21 of the last 25 games overall. Could they run it? And now you're running into the man who's been playing so incredible here of late in goal. Got to go with the under, man. Come on. In this game, you got to go under with these two incredible goalies right now. It'll probably be 8-7, but we're going to get with the under with Hellebuck and Thompson. There's no way these two guys aren't going to be in goal. Hellebuck 32-7 with a 2.0 goals against. Thompson 23-2 with a 2.12 goals against. Both guys 92.5% save percentage. What a game this is going to be tonight. This is the featured game, and it's on ESPN Plus. What's going on? This should be hockey night. Well, I think it is the hockey night, but here in the U.S., just ESPN Plus. So what a game tonight. It feels like the game of the year. I really believe that. All right. Jets in regulation. Here's Robert on the Jets. You guys are liking the Jets here. Nobody gives respect to the Capitals, it feels like. Billy Eagle Flyer likes some draws there. So does Robert, I think, there, unless he was pointing out this the trend by Jermaine, maybe too. All right. Right. Smoking Lovely says Jets can beat them Stanley Cup winners. Winnipeg wants a cup like that. Right. And here's the thing we've seen sometimes these teams jump up and then they can't get over the hump. But man, when you get in the great goaltending, it feels like Jets, Jets, Jets. I feel like the Jets are almost consensus here. I don't think we've had any consensus. Thomas said he was having a little bit of technical issue, but also, I'm going kind of fast, and maybe we haven't had a unanimous play, but you guys seem to like the Jets. I don't know if I do, but I'm going to go with the under. So if you guys like the Jets, that's fine there, but it does look like kind of a consensus there. All right. Oh, here's Blue, though. He likes the Caps. Uh, lay the big price. Capitals plus 1.5 feels like $2. Thomas says, I'm not quite sold on it, there. With Philly Eagle Flyer kind of liking the draw, Smoking Lovely. Yeah, he said Jets, Jets, Jets side. Bet the over goals, though. All right, we're still looking for it. And then Hughes on the Caps. So nice to see you today. So I get it. Yeah, maybe it is. No consensus there, it feels like. And we need a contest, Thomas said. We're looking, maybe in college basketball we'll have it. Let's keep it rolling here pretty quickly. We're almost done with the hockey. We're making good time here today. All right. Thomas says things have just changed. I'm not seeing the consensus here. Maybe we have some just extremely competitive matchups here with no one wanting to, we're not taking any stands as a group. Okay, next up is the Preds here taking on the Penguins with Saros going up against Nedeljkovic here in this one. You've got the Predators at Pick'em. It could be a Pick'em. I'm showing the favorite being the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, but it's close, man. Bovada has them as a favorite. Bet Online has the Predators as a favorite. We know the Sharps love the Predators, even though they cost you so much money on the road every time. But who got the win yesterday? The Buffalo Sabres did yesterday. They still got the win over these Predators. Continue to fail. They've lost 3 in a row coming into this one. For Pittsburgh, they're coming in off a win over Utah at Utah last time out. We saw Mikey talking about could it be the Mammoth? I did see the mock-ups there. I sure hope they can pay and get that Utah Yeti nickname, but if not, they'll have to go with the Mammoth, it looks like. I saw the logo there. The woolly mammoth horn was like a curved stick there, and he did say Mikey said he didn't like the color scheme, but really it's just the same color scheme as right now. They're not going to change it, is what it feels like. One thing you can, you're not going to probably change that. All right, here we go. Preds here, I think, for Smoking Lovely. And Robert likes the Predators in this game, so they got to win eventually, right, Robert? I mean, the Sharps love this team, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do it right now. With pretty decent run here, it feels like of late when you're talking about the Penguins and Noonan. He, definitely did not get the job done in that last game there against Buffalo, right? Did he go the distance there? I think I may have fell asleep last night, if you know what I mean. But could it be? I've got Saros in here, I think, tonight. And Nedeljkovic, he's not great either, but he is 10-9 overall. So let's see what you got here, if anything else, and then if not, we'll move on. But I'm about to make my pick, it feels like, here in the game between Nashville and Pittsburgh here in this one. Does feel like this price is good, but Pittsburgh 10-1 in the last 11 meetings against Nashville coming in. Yeah, I want to kind of want to play it as a premium here. Let's see which. Um, Let me look at my projections on the total. I want to, if those guys are going to give some value here, it feels like a little bit. I'm going to end up on the under here. I'm going to take the under as my play because I want to play Pittsburgh, you guys. I don't want anything in Nashville. And Thomas says Ramon's going to see the sun come up here in Vegas. And nobody likes to see that, right? Everybody wants it to be dark in Vegas. And, who knows? Maybe the president will sign in the next coming days to get rid of daylight savings time, and we'll always have darkness at 5:30 at night year round. I'm sure that's what everybody wants. It's funny. I couldn't believe when I said I thought that was the wrong move, and the chat kind of thought they like it like that. They want it darker early. I always thought, maybe as a Californian, I think that's where we like it to stay lighter longer because the weather is so beautiful and whatnot. So, but president says we want to get rid of daylight savings time. We want it to get darker earlier. Usually you think later, right? The kids going to school, you don't want any bus accidents and stuff like that. All right, we can't talk about this stuff right now. Kings and Hurricanes. And this one, Kings are playing so bad. The Hurricanes are like $1.80 favorite now all of a sudden. Kings are clunking it up here on the road for sure. They still are 26 and 17 and 6. Carolina 32, 16 and 4 coming into this one. So let's see here what we're going to do in this one with the Kings and the Hurricanes. Man, the Kings can't even score anymore. It's just been total disaster right now. Still $1.90 here, maybe could be even higher than this $1.75 right now. Yeah, $1.75 or so. Maybe there is some value here. Carolina's won 9 of the last 11 games against the Kings. Coming into this one, the Kings are just 2-11 in their last 9 on the road. They've lost 4 straight. Coming in here, Carolina with wins over Chicago and the Rangers last time out. Carolina 7-1-2 in their last 10, 20-5 at home here this season, and they're 28-18 as a favorite. For the Kings, they are 7-12 to the under as a dog, 9-18 to the under on the road. Carolina just 3-7 to the under right now. They've gone under in 7 of their last 10. And let's go to the chat. And this one, Robert likes the under. Philly Eagle Flyer says we've already got goals, and I don't even have the game on yet. Dougie, hello, Dougie. Good morning. He's got his free bands play of the day. It's on the Spurs, and I believe that is the San Antonio Spurs, not the the soccer Spurs. But let me put on that game here. I got to keep Clara Towson on, though, over here, of course. Going up against Yastremska over here in a little tennis action. I love my women's tennis. Did I already tell you guys about? I want to say if Jeff might be up and watching, getting ready. I was going to send him. Look, I don't want to offend Ashley because got a great marriage, newlyweds to a certain degree still, but Jeff did, now you think you can have an affinity for a lovely athlete. And he said he likes Arina Sabalenka, and she took some great pictures after winning the Australian Open with the trophy, but she also had a bikini picture I was going to send to Jeff, but I didn't want to get in trouble. But the one thing about what I think I said on the show, or on maybe another show, but I put closed captioning on every TV here, all 10 or 12. I got a couple of computers that are acting as TVs, but I put the closed captioning as long as it works on each one, and I do that because I believe I can retain the information better by. Make sure I got the game here. It's on USA, right? So, but when Sabalenka is playing on TV, and the closed captioning is on right on all my TVs. You get the announcer comment in there, and it says like, uh, Sabalenka is having a great forehand or whatever. But also, because it's automated, so it ends up saying on not all. I don't know how it works. Like some of the closed captioning might be different than the others. I don't know, but when I'm watching Sabalenka, the thing says grunts, grunts, grunts. Blues on the Hurricanes, Roberts on the under. And yeah, see, I fired you guys up with that daylight savings time, right? I don't know. I kind of want to believe when they're like, oh, heart attacks go up 21% during when the time change when we lose the half hour, and they go down when we gain the hour. You know what I mean? All right. We got to step on it here. All right. Oh, let me make my pick here, I guess, with this one with the Hurricanes and the Kings tonight. I already say what I'm doing? God, I can't take these Kings anymore. It feels like I'm just gonna go with the under again. The Kings can't score. What do the Kings have in common with Ramon? Oh, they probably get a 0 tonight. I'll take the under though, because they are Carolina's $1.90 or so. All right, next up, yeah. And how about we talk about Wemby in the chat? And could De'Aaron Fox end up there with San Antonio? That would be a big deal, wouldn't it? This is the last game of hockey, and we're doing pretty well. We got 45 minutes or so before the guys take over, so we'll talk a little college basketball here in just a few moments. How about the Red Wings and the Flames? And I don't even have a line on the screen, but it is the Flames, $1.15, maybe $1.20 here in this one. We're gonna start getting that college basketball steam. It feels like right now. We'll get to it right now. Let's do this game. It's I'll just yell it out here real quick, but just get you lit because we haven't had one yet. I don't think on the show. That's what happened when you start early. There were a ton of steam plays last night, but the Lakers and the Knicks steam going under here right now. Lakers and Knicks. Look, we already talked about that game, right? And I did say I like the Lakers, but the steam is coming in right now on the under. It was 227.5. We're going down to about 226.5 here. Lakers and the Knicks college basketball. Hofstra and Campbell. Steam here to the under. Coming out right now. I have a feeling we're going to get a bunch of steam here for the next 45 minutes. Hofstra and Campbell. There's been a few unders by those teams, respectively, this season. Steam to the under here with Hofstra and Campbell. It was 129.5. We're down to 128 here, it looks like, with Hofstra and Campbell. All right, Red Wings and the Flames here right now. It's I think mostly it's 5.5 over 20 for the most part. We'll get to all the steam here that's going to come rolling in. We're almost ready to go with the college basketball. I'll put 5.5 over 25, but the sharp books are at 6 under for sure in this matchup between the Red Wings and the Flames, but most of the other books are at 5.5 over right now. The Red Wings are hot, man. Again, I want to say again, they're just hot in general, having gone 6-3-1 in their last 10, but they've won 4 straight right now. Again, the Red Wings playing pretty well here right now, and they have Talbot in goal here in this one. But man, Calgary, what can you say? They still do a pretty good job at home. They are 14-4 as a favorite here. They're definitely still favored. Like I said, $1.15, $1.20 or so right now. You have two teams that definitely go under steam right now. You guys on the Phoenix Suns in that matchup tonight. We talked about it with the Blazers. I know I took the Blazers, and I'm going to get some more points here because even though I just said it on the show, I haven't bet it yet. I'm just taking notes. Steam on the Suns here in the NBA as the steam starts rolling in here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Red Wings and Flames, what do you have in this one tonight? With these two teams, I'll take a look here at some of the numbers with this one. Calgary, they've been pretty strong here, 17-3 in their last 20 games as a favorite. Is that right? 14-4 overall, or I guess that's dating back to last year a little bit. Now, Detroit is 12-4 in their last 16 games overall, so they've been hot as well. They're 25-21-5. Calgary 25-18-7 coming in. You guys are rolling up in the chat here, so let's take a look at what you guys have here in this one. And good morning to Mikey Money here. I said Mikey Money might crash the show here, and I'm worried though I might not get all my plays in. But Mikey, you're welcome to come in, and I've been already though touting the show. We know you're going to be there in 40 minutes, ready to go. And Cinefig it out. Oh my God, nice to see you. Oh man, Cinna, so cool. Missing you here a little bit. All right. Thomas says, I don't think we're going to get a consensus here today, Mikey. Hey, Mike, I'm a little upset. Yesterday, I went 2-0 in my Euro League plays, and after winning the game for you the other day, you didn't even hear him yesterday. I'm on a 3-game winning streak there. If it's an orange ball right now, I can't miss. It feels like right now. Hey, we got a little bit of steam coming in right now. Utah Valley here taking some steam this morning. The steam is just getting rolling here. It feels like the Sharps are waking up. And Utah Valley taking the steam here. They were getting 10. This one's down to 9. Utah Valley's been a terrific cover this season. And Grand Canyon, as good as they are, that's a big game, man. Utah Valley and Grand Canyon, it feels like. And Utah Valley is taking the steam. Grand Canyon, good team, but usually overrated right now. The public has long since caught up to the Havocs, it feels like. Blues on the Flames. Oh, I see what I did there. Flames for Robert.
Steam play.
And that might be it. You guys are starting to have some nice conversation here as we get ready for our coverage today. Phil Eagle Flyer, they're starting probably that daytime coverage of that plane crash coming out. That one video was just amazing. Yes, that was a terrible tragedy with that commercial plane crash, and we still haven't found out who the pilot was of the Black Hawk. Could it have been? I don't want to say, but the president was kind of, to me, it sounded like the president was blaming the air traffic controller, right? Because he said, if you heard his comments, but why did it look like the helicopter was never going to stop? Never going to stop. I understand they didn't see it or whatever, but man, that helicopter, and who was piloting it? We know who 2 of the pilots were of the helicopter, but 1 is being withheld so far. We can't talk about this right now. All right. Wings money line there a little bit. And right, Jermaine. And that was so. Anyways, I will say one more thing about it was that, man, those people were just on the street, and then the big explosion, just awful. That medical helicopter. Okay, let me make a call here though with Detroit and Calgary. I can't ignore it any longer. Trying to delay it here. It feels like a little bit. I'm going to take Calgary Flames as my play here in this one, and that is a look at the NHL. We got to get going. We're down to a half an hour, and I've got at least a dozen college basketball games that I'd like to consider. It feels like we're only going to touch on them just a little bit here. And again, these are probably the biggest games. I did pick a couple of mid-majors out that have high-profile matchups, I'll call it, here in this one, but let's start it off at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Yeah, going to be going on during the UFC, but we got a top 10 matchup here in the SEC with Florida on a 3-game winning streak right now. Tennessee is something's wrong. Whatever it is, it's not working right now. Tennessee has flubbed everything up. Not looking that good here coming in. They lost to UK. No problem with that. UK has been looking, pretty sweet, no doubt about it. UK's been playing very, very well. But for whatever reason, what's Tennessee? They're only like 4-4 right now in their last 8 games or so coming in as I'm pulling off another yawn here, it feels like. Anyways, Florida pretty hot. Win over Georgia, they covered. They beat South Carolina. Didn't get the money, but they beat Texas. And Florida comes in here 14-6 against the spread. Tennessee still has a good spread record, but for whatever reason, they are just clumsy here at this point. Now, maybe they can get it done at home as a favorite here. You'd think this might be the spot where maybe it's a get right spot here for Tennessee finally, but I don't know. I think Florida's looking pretty dumb good. Pretty dumb good. Now, Florida was an underdog only once this year. They did lose that game. It was the game. Oh man, who it escapes me, and I didn't go that far in my research here tonight. But nonetheless, Tennessee 11-1 straight up at home, and Florida 3-1 straight up on the road. Florida 7-13 to the under so far this season. Tennessee is 8-13 to the under as well. And I want to give maybe just a little bit of credence to the fact that maybe this could be the get right spot. I know the talking heads are kind of saying Tennessee gets right here. In fact, this one opened considerably lower, right? Let me take a look at what the opener was here. Just 4 or so. Maybe some books opened it, or some rogue books, maybe. But all right, I'm gonna just make the call for me. Well, let me go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. Looks like the sharps are all over the over, but I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be on the under. Okay, Robert is on the over here. And thank you guys. Great comments there. Thomas on Tennessee. Got to back it up a little bit here. Oh. Okay. A few more maybe here. Was it Kentucky? Is that what it was? Was it the Kentucky game? Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, beat down, but the number's too low. Okay. All right. I'm going with the under here in this one. I feel a bit contrarian actually. The sharps are clearly on the over, it feels like, in this one. Let me make sure I don't miss any steam that came into on those, because a lot of the steam came in overnight. The widely reported steam did come in on Tennessee here. They were -4. Like I said, right now 5.5 or so. Give me the under though in this one. All right. Good point. Good point there. That's what I need, Thomas. I need one of those things. Like I said, I'll be in there with the guys for, I think, for the main card, but I just might send out my card. It's ready to go, and then maybe I can get look, the undercard's good, but I gotta be realistic here. Creighton and Villanova right now in this one. You got Villanova 2-point. -2 here, it feels like. The total is 143 in this one with the Cats here at home against the Blue Jays in this one. You got Villanova coming in 12-9, Creighton 15-6. This one's on Fox here at noon Eastern, 10 Pacific here in this one. Villanova's lost 2 straight. It's Creighton waking up here on a long winning streak right now. Hats off to Creighton, 8-1-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. Overall, coming into this one, Creighton 4-1 as an underdog. They're definitely an underdog here by 2 points right now. Call it 3. Here at this point. Maybe, just maybe, the Sharps are going to tell you this is the point where, Creighton's had a good run, but now all of a sudden Villanova, maybe at home, they can get this. But who's Villanova covered against? And nobody. They are on a massive failure streak here. Now, they did win recently against Providence, but they didn't get the money as a 9.5-point favorite. They failed to cover the spread in a bunch of games in a row here right now. So, well, let's see what you can do with this one. But I don't know. I'm kind of starting to buy into Creighton a little bit. And I haven't been impressed necessarily with Villanova all season. They might be getting it together a little bit, but they ain't covering anything right now. All right, here we go with, hey, Randall, thank you so much for everything, man. I hope everything's going great for you, and hopefully you're cashing with me a little bit in the NBA for sure. Here's a steam move in a game that we're going to preview here tonight. Michigan State and USC. Game total to go under in the big game with Michigan State and USC. It was 150, and right now it is down to 149 or so here with Michigan State and USC taking that steam to the under in that one. All right. Creighton's going to murder Villanova here, says Senna. Robert likes the under here. Look at Drake. They've been so hot, have the Drake Bulldogs been. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Creighton still. I'm a believer, at least in this one, right? Because Villanova is not covering anything. Sharps are going to tell you this is the spot. If it is, hats off to them. Arizona and Arizona State, pretty early game here, but hey, this is how you got to do it to take advantage of the national television, because that's the contract, and there's golf. This is CBS today, and they're going to go Pebble Beach Pro-Am. You can't be interfering here, so it's going to be, this is the lead into the golf. Arizona, 3-game winning streak here right now. ASU coming in off of a win over Colorado. They got the money. They were 3.5-point underdogs there. They did fail against Iowa State, but also they beat up on West Virginia on the road. ASU 13-7 against the spread overall, 9-4 against the spread as an underdog. So playing pretty well here are the Sun Devils in this one. These two teams, you got Arizona State, man, big time under for sure. 7-13 to the under overall, 1-9 to the under in their last 10, 4-9 to the under as a dog coming into this one. So let's see what you want to do here when Arizona takes on Arizona State in Tempe here tonight with the curtain of distraction. See what you guys want to do here in this one with Thomas is on Arizona. And that might be, oh man, that might be it. All right. Guess I'm going to have to make the call here in this one. I'll try the under here in this one with Arizona and Arizona State. All right. Just 25 minutes away. Yep, we're going to keep working here right now. Robert's on Arizona. Thomas was on Robert was on Arizona State. Thomas was on Arizona. So here we go with the number 1 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, in this one, taking on Ole Miss. Auburn 19-1. Ole Miss ranked 23rd, 16-5 coming into this one. And well, man, maybe this is a spot for the Rebels here. They're coming in off of a win here right now, having won, but they did not cover in that game against Texas. They've actually failed to cover in 3 straight games. Auburn here covered against LSU last time out. They pulled away in that one, but still Auburn just 4-5 against the spread on the road. Ole Miss 8-2 against the spread as a dog, and you're getting some points here for sure. 6 points today with Ole Miss at home. As good as Auburn has been, this is going to be a tough task, it feels like, on the road for the Tigers here in this one. Let's go to the chat and see, do you think it's enough for Auburn here at -6 or so coming in? 148.5. Here is none. He says just take him on the money line. Thomas is on Ole Miss. Robert Franklin's on Ole Miss. Here's Smoking Lovely says give me Mississippi, or we'll see. I think maybe it's a combo there. Maybe it's a parlay. I know I see Mississippi State there. They are playing Missouri. I don't think I've got that one previewed here. Robert likes the over. All right, I'm gonna take here Ole Miss. I gotta try it. I gotta take Ole Miss here at home. This is where they've been underdog role. That's where I like them here. Give me Ole Miss in this one. We've got steam in the NHL right now. Nashville and Pittsburgh. This one with the steam here to the over tonight in the game between Nashville and Pittsburgh. I did recommend, remember, in that game, the under, so guess I'm on the wrong side according to the sharps. Team coming in on the over there right now. It's going to go up to 6.5 possibly here with Nashville and Pittsburgh. Also, moments ago, it was Valpo and Illinois State. We did see some steam come in here on the over in the game between Valpo. A lot of sheets today. I got to do that. Valpo and Indiana State, and out of all the matchups today, this is one where you definitely have a couple of teams that are going over so far this season. Here's some NBA steam. Orlando and Utah. Steam to the over in that one. I recommended Orlando. Steam coming in on the over here. 216 has turned into 217, just like that, with Orlando and Utah. All right, we got to get a move on here. Probably just going to give out picks here in just a moment, but everything kind of going on here right now. Dirty Red says, what's the money line on Auburn? And I'm like, oh, God, Reg, I don't know if I can do it right now because we got to go, but maybe I can look it up really quick and tell you that it is. Auburn is at, oh, boy. -230. -230 here in this one. I'm taking Ole Miss. Got to keep it moving here. Get these plays in. Good morning to Wine Time. Great appearance, Wine Time, yesterday on the show there across the street. Really enjoyed. I think it was yesterday, right? Yeah, I think it was yesterday there. And all right, let's see. Gonna figure it out there. I gotta keep it moving, you guys. I'm sorry about that. Just gotta get these plays in and get off the air so we can make way for the UFC coverage here momentarily. All right, let's go to Wisconsin taking on Northwestern here in this one. You've got Northwestern coming in 12-9, 17th ranked Wisconsin comes in with a 16-5 record coming in. Northwestern has lost 2 straight, 2 Rutgers and 2 Illinois here right now. So let's see what you guys have in this one. We're moving quickly here with our picks. Wisconsin 6-2 against the spread on the road. Northwestern, they've been profitable, but still just 6-1 at home. Northwestern is 8-1 to the over as an underdog. Wisconsin 6-2 to the over on the road. Northwestern has gone over in a bunch of games in a row right now. Gosh, it seems like every conference game pretty much has been an over here for Northwestern coming in. More NBA steam right now. Brooklyn and the Nets. Steam here to the under with Brooklyn and the Nets. It was 214 and a half. I don't know if it was that high, but it's going lower here for sure. Probably, I think we said it was 212, right? And that's what it is right now. Brooklyn and Houston, it is 212 and a half, but they're reporting the steam anyway on the under in that one. All right. All right, here we go. Give me your play here, Wisconsin and Northwestern. If you want to roll with this one, man, uh, it just seems like these two teams have been a massive over right now. I'm going over. I think we're finally starting to get that pullback a little bit on Wisconsin, where we've said, hey, come on, it's still Wisconsin. They can't go over every game, but now they've got to slam down here to 142. Give me the over in this one with Minnesota and Wisconsin. All right. Roberts on Northwestern.
Steam playing.
Portland and Phoenix steam to the under here. They're hitting all the NBA games today. This one's getting steamed to the under here right now at 229. It's now down to 228 here for the most part between Phoenix and Portland. All right. Next up. We're almost done here. 20 minutes to showtime. Here's Michigan and Rutgers here with Michigan on the road, favored by 5.5 against Rutgers. Now, I got burned last time with Dylan Harper being out of the game because I was trying to say I thought the Stars would play. And as it turned out, Harper was a late scratch. Michigan 15-5, Rutgers 11-10. Harper is on the injured list with he's questionable for this one, so you have to definitely take that into consideration right now. It didn't matter. I was already committed to Rutgers in that last game, and hey, they played great. They won. They beat Northwestern without Harper. So look, I don't think they're overhyped necessarily, and they did a great job in that game. Now for Michigan here, they've been alternating wins and losses over their last few games. Rutgers, they got great play from Ace Bailey. It didn't matter, it feels like, in that game. But you do have two teams that are definitely producing a lot of overs right now. Michigan 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games coming into this one. And for Rutgers, they are 7-4, the over as an underdog. Michigan, they're probably 11-9 against the spread. Rutgers just 9-12. I'm going to go over, though, this big number here with Michigan and Rutgers. It is 154 here right now. In fact, it might even be a little bit higher. It is currently at 155 at Circa. I'll take the over. All right, here's Robert is on Rutgers. Philly Eagle Flyers hammering that soccer there. And Smoking Lovely. No UFC. He's going to be firing in basketball. All right, got to promise a few here to Jermaine at least. We got George Mason on the road here taking on Davidson. Mason is a favorite in this one by 1.5 or so, it feels like right now, with the total coming in here at 135. Mason comes in
Critical notice.
16-5. Davidson comes in 13-7. It's George Mason on a big time winning streak here right now. They didn't get the money last time out. In fact, are they overrated? Because for all the winning they've been doing, they're still just 9-11 against the spread, 7-9 against the spread overall. Davidson, meanwhile, 11-8 against the spread, 7-5 against the spread at home, and they're in a near pick 'em though. in this one, which is important because Davidson is 10-1 straight up at home. Now they are 1-6 as an underdog, and they're still an underdog here. In fact, the line seems to have moved to 2 and down to 134 here in this one. But see what you guys want to do here with Mason taking on Davidson here. Go to the chat. I'm on Davidson, by the way, to win this game. All right, and we're going to have here Redbeard says can't take them. Can't take them. Robert going with the under in this one. Yeah, Mason 2-5 to the under so far on the road, so maybe that will be the play there. But Davidson for Smoking Lovely. Couple more here. Got to go through these real quick and just stay tuned. We're 15 minutes away from coverage of the UFC from Saudi Arabia. And Mike, I don't know if you heard me, and I don't know if it's been talked about too much here, but today will be the first ever female fight in Saudi Arabia. They don't really like ladies doing too much other than, wearing their burqas. And I don't know if I should say that on the channel. All right. Here we go. Mason team total under there for Jermaine. And let's keep it moving here, though, with Kansas and Baylor. Hello, Kansas and Baylor. In this one, Baylor's only favored by 2 in this one. Baylor comes in 13-7. They're unranked. Kansas comes in 15-5, ranked 11th here in the country. And there are injuries for sure to consider right in this game. Coming in for Kansas, Harris is questionable in this one. For Baylor, Roach is questionable, Love is questionable, so definitely have some impactful injuries, it feels like, here in this matchup. Baylor's just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Kansas, they're one of the biggest under teams in the country right now. 4-16 to the under, 0-7 to the under on the road. Probably gonna go under. I don't know. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. See if you can take me off this one here, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like I still want to go under in this matchup. Let's go to the chat and see what you have when Kansas takes on Baylor here in this one. Looks like the Sharps do prefer the over, but and yeah, there's no doubt Kansas definitely had a few overs here, but not on the road. They're 0-7 to the under. All right, Thomas is on Baylor. Hello to Tyrone Christopher in there. And low number, there's Robert. If Robert likes the under, I like the under. I think for me, because they're on the road, I think it's more apt to go under here in this one. I mean, it obviously is with that 0-7 mark to the under. Baylor is 6-4 to the under at home, to the over at home, but they still are 4-6 to the under at home. I know that's not a great sample, but I think I like the side here in this one, too. I'm going to do it. Give me a two-teamer here. Mikey's here, so I know he loves his two-teamers. I'm going to take Baylor in the under, a little two-teamer here. Jermaine's on the under, so I'm going to give out Baylor, too, because you guys kind of like the under. Thomas liked Baylor, and so did I. BYU and Central Florida coming in here with Central Florida. They are a slight favorite here in this one by 1 point. It says they're on the screen right now. The total here is at 156. Here in this one for Central Florida right now. Look, this is obviously an intriguing matchup. Central Florida 13-7, BYU 3-game winning streak 14-6, wins and covers against Baylor, Cincinnati, Colorado. Impressive, no doubt. But BYU is 1-4 against the spread on the road so far this season. This is only the second time they're an underdog. They did not cover last time. UCF is undefeated as a favorite, 10-0. At home, they're 10-2, and BYU just 1-4 straight up as a favorite as well. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have here in this one. Central Florida and BYU. I'm on Central Florida here in this one. Let's see if the chat has anything here. Nothing maybe from you guys. Give me Central Florida as my pick here on the morning steam show. We're running out of games. We're running out of time. We're playing it just perfect. It feels like Michigan State, 5.5-point favorite here on the road against USC tonight. With we've already said the widely reported steam did come rolling in here just a little while ago, and we saw it move to what was it? 149 there from a 150 or so right now.
Steam playing.
Kind of showing still some 150 out there, and the lines moved here too, 5.5. So let's see what you can do here in this one when Michigan State takes on USC tonight. At I said Galen Hall. Here's a funny. I don't have time to really go into this, but I do want to make it clear that I'm not a total idiot. You guys might think sometimes I am a goofball on here, but I did say the other night that the game is played at Galen Pavilion or whatever it's called there. Galen Center, I think is what it's called. I called it Galen Hall. And if you have if there are any college football fans, you know who Galen Hall was, former University of Florida head coach. So, Curtis, you out there? So, Galen Center, not Galen Hall. He was a head coach of Florida there for a while. Was a good coach. Kind of ended on bad vibes, but bad terms there. But Michigan State comes in here 18-2. Man, can you believe how good Michigan State has ended up becoming? Could this finally be? I mean, I remember when I go back to Mateen Cleese and crew. Man, well, we can always say Magic Johnson, but more modern era. With Michigan State here coming in 4-1 right now against the spread on the road. USC 3-6 against the spread as an underdog. Michigan State just feels like they are unbeatable here right now at this point, especially in matchups like this. We're going to bail on this steam right now. We're going to finish the show here, you guys. Unless I see something really dramatic here. I'll just read it off real quick. I'm not even going to clean it up, but tell you how the line move went. Howard is taking steam right now in their game. Howard was +1. They're now a pick 'em. It looks like the sharps here are on USC a little bit. I can't do it. I have to take Michigan State in this one. I've got them to roll here. They're looking so good. And again, USC just 3-6 against the spread as an underdog. USC's been going over for sure. I would have to think I would be against. Can I do it again? I'm going to go two-teamer right now. We're on fire here. At least we're on fire on the picks on the college basketball. Feels like we're getting jabbed a little bit, but give me Michigan State. I'll fade that steam and I'll take it over. I've got Michigan State in the over here tonight. All right, BYU over Central. Jermaine's on Central. Robert likes Central as well. Look at all this Central action. That might be our first play there, it feels like. NBA steam here real quick. Miami and San Antonio game to go under. I said go over with my morning steam pick, but the steam came in on the under from 224 down to 223 here. All right. Robert does like the over with me in the Michigan State USC game. Robert likes Michigan State as well. And we're going to keep it moving. The show's almost over. I want to thank everyone for joining me for this special show. And we're getting ready for UFC Saudi Arabia here. I will say this. My plays over there at winnable.com. You can pick those up as well. You add those to the first strike. You add those to the VB MMA picks. You get my picks over there, and they're going to be firing away with the boys here in just a moment. So get your pens, pencils, and your UFC card ready. Texas and LSU here in this one. Going quickly here now. I might just read off the plays. We're almost ending the show here at this point. We got a late game, though, here with 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific time. And this one with Texas taking on LSU in Baton Rouge here. Texas comes in 14-7. LSU comes in with a 12-8 record right now. I think Texas probably the more consistent team here at this point. LSU's on a 3-game losing streak. They might tell you to take LSU here, but LSU's still 3-6-1 against the spread as an underdog. Texas is 4-2 against the spread on the road, 6-3-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. Texas, however, 1-5 to the under on the road. LSU 2-8 to the under at home. I've got to go under here in this one with Texas and LSU. All right. Michigan State first half back there for Super True. The show is almost over. We got just a few more games. The guys are going to be here in about 5 minutes. So let's go. Arkansas and Kentucky. Only reason we mentioned this one is you got Coach Cal. He's coming back, right? You saw Rick Pitino said, don't boo Coach Cal. Whatever you do, don't boo Coach Cal. But what are you going to do with this one? With Arkansas taking on UK tonight. And we're showing right now that it is. So make sure we get this line right here. They said, don't boo. When Coach Cal comes, he did so much for that program, right? And can Arkansas come in here and kind of give Kentucky the business here in this one, or will Kentucky roll Cal out of the building tonight? I'm going to take Arkansas. Too many points here. Give me the Hogs here, plus 11.5 tonight. I've got the line probably closer to 8.5 or so. We're going fast here. A few more. New Mexico taking on Utah State. This is a big one here in the Mountain West Conference tonight with I think I might have with Utah State coming in here. And for me, I've got to go with the under here in this one at 158.5. We're just rolling off plays. Our show's over. No consensus, no contest tonight. We're just going to get off the air. We didn't have any consensus plays. I've got the under here, New Mexico and Utah State. And finally, the big one here, give me St. Mary's, of course, here tonight to keep it going in the West Coast Conference. Thank you so much, everybody. Please get ready for the guys are coming in right now with the companion coverage from Riyadh. Well, they'll be all over. We know where these guys are at, but the show tonight from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, here with UFC from Riyadh. Enjoy the show, you guys. The boys are going to take over here right now. They'll be there. I'll be in the chat as long as I can stand it, and then maybe I'll grab maybe I can maybe 7:30 to 8:30. I can get a little 1 hour nap in there. So awesome, you guys, to have you join me so early, and we've got 84 of you ready for the coverage. The stream is going to end here, but join us right back here on the Sports Money Network in just a couple of minutes with the boys and UFC Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much. I love all of you, and really appreciate your support. Hey, if you're going to roll with me in college basketball today, make sure you get my plays over at winnable.com. I'm going to roll a bunch of plays out. At least 24 plays coming your way because we only previewed about a dozen games. Maybe it was 15 games or so. We gave the picks out, but on this huge card, keep it rolling here with the guys. Let's win in the UFC, and then let's win in college basketball. And don't forget, I'm on a 9-1 run with my premium plays in the NBA ever since I told Mikey I'd be keeping the track of the plays on the screen on our good streaks. I'm 9-1 here of late. So, have a great time watching the boys, and I really appreciate everybody. No contest tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, and I won't talk like the guy on the old Federal Express commercial that talks so fast. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long, and enjoy the UFC with the guys. Right now, get ready. We're going to shut this one down and then head right on over to see the guys here in just a moment. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.